Good evening, interwebs. My name is Andrew, and I just walked in the door from the 2016 Carnival of Madness tour featuring Shinedown, Halestorm, Blackstone Cherry, and Whiskey Myers at the Merriweather Pavilion in Columbia, Maryland. Technically, it was yesterday, even though it was basically today because it's after midnight. The 10th of August, 2016, in Columbia, Maryland, even though I just said that. So, this is just some quick thoughts. I'm going to go band by band on my experience at this show, and my thoughts, and just kind of how I thought, and my recommendations for anyone who's planning on seeing this tour, or just a different opinion for someone who has already seen it and wants to see what other people think about it. So I'll just go band by band. So just a little bit of background. This was my third time seeing Shinedown, my second time seeing Halestorm, my second time seeing Blackstone Cherry, first time seeing Whiskey Myers. I hadn't even heard about them until I showed up. So just yeah, I kind of went into this show in general kind of knowing what to expect with the three bands, and it met my expectations and exceeded a few. So just one by one. So I'll start off with Whiskey Myers. So this band started a little bit before 6:30. The show was supposed to start around 6:30, and they came on stage about 5 minutes early for some reason, but hey, go them. And they played until about 7. And one thing that really stuck out to me about this band is I wondered why they were on the tour. And that's not to insult the band, because by no means were they bad. Just stylistically, they were so different. Carnival of Madness is known for being hard rock. The harder side of things on the rock spectrum. And this band was country. They were very like country, very Nashville, and it kind of made me wonder, is this band friends with Zach Myers? Is that how they got on the tour? Do they know each other through Nashville or something like that? But they played for about 30 minutes, and unfortunately, the crowd just really wasn't grooving on them at all. The crowd was really kind of dead, and just wasn't really receptive to them, which is unfortunate. But that's just kind of how it was, and that's sadly the case with a lot of opening bands, and they just weren't really receptive to him at all, which it sucks, but it's just kind of what it was. I don't know any Whiskey Myers stuff, so I just kind of went in with an open mind and, enjoyed the set for what it was. Will I look them up? Probably not, but, for being there and just being one of the bands I was opening up, I thought they were fine, so. Anyways, Blackstone Cherry, this is one of the big reasons I went to this show. I really like Blackstone Cherry a lot. This was my second time seeing them. I saw them open for Seether 2 years ago at Rams Head Live in Baltimore, Maryland, and I was just really impressed by their energy on stage and their live sound, and just I just really love the vibe of their music. It pays tributes to their roots from Kentucky, but it's not it doesn't fall in country. It sticks to its hard rock roots, which I've always liked about Blackstone Cherry. And so for their set today, they played 7 songs, and they hit all the big hits. They hit Blind Man, they hit Me and Mary Jane, Lonely Train, Blame It on the Boom Boom, a bunch of good stuff. They actually even did a cover of Motorhead at the end of their set, which I wasn't expecting. And I wish I could have seen more of them. They only played 7 songs, and kind of blows, but from what I saw from them, I thought they were good. I haven't really checked out their Kentucky album yet. I know The Way of the Future, and that's about it. They played maybe one song off the new album today, and they didn't play Way of the Future, which was the lead single, but they did play a lot of good songs, a lot of classics, which was good, and it was received pretty well. The audience received them pretty well, so. Yeah, Blackstone Cherry was good. Glad I saw him. And if I listen to more of their music, I mean, I know not most. I know some of their music, but if I listen to him more and more and more, I'd go see him again. So definitely enjoy Blackstone Cherry, and I hope to see them again sometime in the near future if they come through. So, anyways, Halestorm was next. Blackstone Cherry played from like 7:10 to 7:45, and Halestorm went on a little bit after 8. I think they went on around 8. Halestorm played 10 songs, and make no mistake about it, half of this audience was there for Halestorm. Disclaimer, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm not a very big Halestorm fan. I'm just not. I like some of their songs a lot. Like "I Am the Fire" is great. "Love Bites" is a great song. "Familiar Taste of Poison" is a great song. But they're just recently their new album really just didn't do it for me. I didn't really like that album a whole lot, and I just don't really, I wasn't really receptive to the direction that they went with the band, and you know, it's just a matter of taste. But obviously, I'll be respectful. I'm not just going to sit here and bash them for 5 minutes. But anyways, they played a really healthy mix of a lot of different stuff. They played a lot of stuff from their new album, Into the Wildlife. They played the lead single, Apocalyptic. Um, they played a bunch of old ones like I Get Off, and they played Love Bites. They actually opened with it. And they really had a healthy mix of all their songs, which was good. If I was a really big Hailstorm fan going to this show, I would have been satisfied because they played a healthy mix of everything. And quite honestly, I was very surprised at how good of entertainment, not necessarily entertainment, but how good of putting on the show they were. Like Hailstorm for me has always been weird in the sense that like now they're not an opening band, but they're not a headliner, and but they acted like a headliner and Lizzie Hale commanded the stage like a headliner, which I can respect and admire. Oh, and another thing, she's got some serious vocal cords, which obviously everyone knows that. Whoever's listened to Hailstorm knows that Lizzie Hale's got some ridiculous vocals. But she sounded incredible, along with the band. They sounded really tight. And the one thing I will say about Lizzie Hale's vocals is she sounded a little, like just a little bit tired. Like, not in the sense that, she was exhausted, but just maybe that the tour's been long and she's been pushing that thing, every night, night in and night out for the entire tour. So I don't blame her for, being a little tired. And they well, she sounded just a little tired, but besides that, I thought they sounded pretty decent. I'm not a Hailstorm fan, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I am really. But if I was a Hailstorm fan, I'd be very satisfied by their set. I enjoyed it for what it was worth. I knew most of the songs, and I mean, I didn't have anything wrong with the set, so you know, I enjoyed it overall. And so yeah, that was Hailstorm, and then Shinedown came on. Shinedown took a long time to come on, man. They set up. I mean, it took about 30 minutes to set up Shinedown stuff, and they set it up in honestly like 15, but the other 15 minutes was just spent with the curtain down, which was strange. They didn't go on until 9:30, which was very weird, but it's all good. Now this is my third. This was my third time seeing Shinedown, and I'll be honest here. I'm not a Shinedown fanboy, but I am a pretty big fan of Shinedown. I won't drive millions of miles to go see them, but I like their music a lot, and I love their live show. I've seen them 3 times, and they've blown me away every single time. And just the environment there, they combine just heavy rock with melodic rock, and beautiful songs, and they just have an incredible like inclusive environment. Like you just feel like really welcome, and you just feel like you feel like the connection between the audience and the band is so genuine, which I respect and admire a great deal. And that you can just tell that this band loves their fans, and their fans are the lifeline, and that means the world to me as a fan. And so this was my third time seeing them. I saw them on Uproar, 4 years ago, man, 4 years ago already. And then I saw them on Carnival of Madness 2013, which came through Jiffy Lube Live. And they were just as good, if not better than ever, this time around. The new songs off Threat to Survival, which actually, as an album, I wasn't a huge fan of. They played them really well. I really enjoyed State of My Head that they did. They did Asking for It, which I thought was pretty good. I didn't really like the album versions of those songs really, but I thought they translated well into live performances. They played some staple hits. Played Sound of Madness. I said Madness. Sound of Madness. I'll Follow You. A lot of tracks off of Amaryllis, and they obviously played like Second Chance and 45, and Fly from the Inside. They played all the staple hits, but they also played new songs. The only regret I had about their set is, or not regret, but the only problems I have with their set is they would spend every now and then they'd spend a little bit too much time on little bits between songs, with Brent Smith doing his very theatrical, speeches and things, and it ultimately ended up costing them because they got to the end of the show and they um, were at risk of having to cut their set short because of noise curfew where the venue is. And so I feel like, I mean, just to give you an idea, they spent about 5 minutes with Brent Smith running through the crowd trying to get everyone pumped up before Enemies. And that's, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when your set is 60 minutes or 90 minutes, that eats up time. That's time that you could be playing another song. So besides that, I really don't have very many gripes. I wish Shinedown could have kept going longer. Maybe if they shortened or even took out the Whiskey Myers set and extended Blackstone Cherry and like extended Shinedown, we could have gotten more. There were a few songs I would have liked to hear. Like The Crow and the Butterfly and Devour. But I understand that not every show you're gonna hear everything you want. But as a whole, honestly, I'll be honest, Shinedown in terms of sound and and environment is one of the best live bands I've ever seen, if not the best. One thing I will say though, for people who are going to go see Shinedown or haven't seen them before, prepare yourself mentally. They do use backing tracks. It's just what they do. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it because it complements everything, but they do use backing tracks, and that's, I mean, they do a lot of like live stuff, like the acoustic parts in their songs that are switched off, but the acoustic parts in their songs are played by the bass player who switches off between the bass and the acoustic. But there are other parts, like the violin parts, obviously, are backing track, and there are harmonies that are done on Brent Smith's vocals that are backing track, and you just got to be prepared for that. I mean, if you're an anti-backing track person, then that might take you aback. So I figure I'd warn you. But overall, I really enjoyed the show. It was my first time at Merriweather Pavilion. Really enjoyed it. Um, as a whole, I like the show a lot. Loved Shinedown. Loved Shinedown set. It was awesome, and I enjoyed every second of it. Blackstone Cherry was pretty good overall, pretty solid. Hailstorm was good. I'm just kind of indifferent to the band itself. And then Whiskey Myers was fine. I mean they weren't bad. So Carnival of Madness overall, would I recommend this tour? Yes, if you're a Shinedown fan, yes, go, because they put on a priceless live show, and I really enjoyed their live show, and I love seeing those songs come to life in such the grand spectrum that they take it. Even if this band doesn't have the following to pack amphitheaters, they should be in amphitheaters because that environment that they create is you can't create it anywhere else, and it was just, I mean, the venue was perfect for the band. So I'd go see this show if I were you. If you're a Hailstorm fan, definitely go check it out because they do play for a long time. And Lizzie Hale and the gang sound really good. Um, Blackstone Cherry fan, you might as well. I mean, they're playing. So yeah, as a whole, I enjoyed this show. Um, yeah, I'd go see it if it comes through your town. It's a good show. So, anyways, thanks guys so much for watching. My name is Andrew, and y'all have a good night.